US police drama The Mentalist is a global phenomenon of mind-bending proportion, watched by tens of millions of fans in over 30 countries around the world.
The Mentalist, exclusief bij SBS6.
Every week, over 17 million viewers follow each episode in America alone, making it one of the highest-rated shows on US TV.
I'm grateful to the audience for watching the show.
But viewers, we know that size isn't everything. The Mentalist isn't just about big quantities, it's about serious quality too. After just one season, it's had masses of critical acclaim and been nominated for more awards than the cast of The Bill have had hot dinners down the Sunhill canteen.
That's just plain good luck.
We all know that the main mentalist is Patrick Jane. He's mental.
Morning.
But in this show, we're going to meet the cast and head undercover to find out how this killer serial gets made.
Drop it.
It's just get it lit, get it done. Hope you remember your words, fingers crossed. And it is.
So for the next half hour, you'll be doing time with the CBI as we take you inside the Mentalist. Welcome to the Warner's Lot in Burbank, Los Angeles, where classic TV hits like Friends, ER and Sex and the City were all filmed. Now it's home to The Mentalist, a huge show in every sense, occupying a studio of 32,000 square feet. That's 3 soccer pitches, or football pitches to you and I.
Sacramento, where you at?
The show, based in sunny Sacramento, stars Simon Baker as Patrick Jane, maverick manipulator of minds.
I want you to understand there's no point hiding things from me.
But there's much more to the show than the lead character, as we're about to find out.
I understand.
So get ready to meet some of the big characters who appear on screen and take an exclusive look behind the scenes and even inside the fridge of this huge hit of a show. Your tour guide is a certain Owain Yeoman, aka Agent Wayne Rigsby, the all-American double-hard doofus of the team.
So this is the stage home of Mentalist. This is where we have the kind of permanent set, the home of the CBI. The backdrop of Sacramento, a new season and a new painting of Sacramento.
He's a great storyteller, and he's always sort of light.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what to say now, really, about that. Is that a bad thing? No, it's a good thing, I think. This is probably a good vantage point to be able to get the whole of the CBI here, the whole of the bullpen. So we've got like Patrick Jane's couch down there. So that feels pretty good. And as we come down here, there's a sort of little interrogation area there. Van Pelt's desk, Cho's desk, my desk, Rigsby's desk there. This is what I love about the detail on the show, is that my computer here actually does have real life crime stuff on. And then occasionally it'll be switched out with post-it notes with various difficult dialogue written on, so if we can't remember.
Forensics are already running the prints. Maybe we'll get a quick match.
We'd never get that lucky. No, we're gonna be talking to the hand for a long while.
Why so glum? Case is a case.
We're in the middle of nowhere, windy as all hell, I haven't eaten anything. Oh, dismemberments are a bitch.
All you amateur mentalists out there will have noticed there's one big difference between Rigsby and the actor who plays him.
Might surprise you to know that actually he's from Chepstow, Wales. He went to Oxford where he studied English Lit and then went on to RADA.
I looked into whether I could play him from Cardiff, and they couldn't justify that, so they were like, Wayne Rigsby from Cardiff.
There's something else that's pretty close to Rigsby's heart as well. Food.
There's nothing left to eat. He cleaned us out this morning.
Hmm? The pilot was me eating a lot of lobsters. I ended up by the end of the day having about 16, so it was kind of death by lobster. It was all very glamorous. I remember Simon saying to me, "Oh, you're doing some character eating. You're going to regret that." And sure enough, I did.
As the saying goes, an army marches on its stomach, and it takes a battalion of people to make The Mentalist. 6 main cast members, 6 directors, 7 writers, 9 producers and 154 additional members make a super-sized crew of 182 people. Well, it is called the Warner's Lot. Do you see what I did there? As with any workplace, there's a hierarchy of importance. On the set of The Mentalist, you can judge someone's status by seeing where they park their backside.
Mr. Simon Baker's elaborate and rather exotic setup He's probably got CCTV, actually. I'm probably just touching that now. There's an alarm going off somewhere, you know, somewhere near his home going, the chair's been touched. Simon, very rightly, this can never air live sounds.
He might have a special chair and a fancy leather couch, but there's only one person who gets her name on the door.
This is the office of Teresa Lisbon, played by Robin Tunney. I think I've only ever been in here a couple of times. Usually when I'm getting a bit of a telling off, Robin put some photos of her dogs in here, actual real-life dogs. So people like to make the space their own.
Go talk to the husband.
Will do, boss.
But making her office sweet and homely doesn't do anything to soften her ball-breaking reputation.
What are you waiting for?
Bossing people around didn't come very easily to me. It's something, because I'm always apologizing if I have to tell anybody to do anything in real life. So that sort of took an adjustment period, but now I think I just boss everybody around, and it's like in my own life.
She is the epitome of the badge, as versus Jane's a kind of attempt to subvert it.
Why do we get so hung up on every little law someone breaks?
Because we're officers of the law.
Basically, my character's there to, you know, be polar opposite to Jane. We're hardwired completely differently.
Well, let this creep go. We don't have anything on him.
2 notes here. We already have plenty on him. 1, armed assault on Joan Van Pelt, and 2, a barn full of fire accelerant.
Well, the assault was self-defense, and the accelerant was a plant. Only 2?
Actually, no. Where do you get off giving orders in the first place? I say who goes and who stays, not you.
She's the tough one with the gun. I'd hate to think how many people she's shot just in the first season. I've lost count now.
Put the gun down!
I joke around with Simon that, you know, he's the brains and I'm the brawn. And he's always left in these situations that he needs to get bailed out of by a woman. It's nice to be in charge.
Come on.
You go, girl. However, there are times when Lisbon appears to fall under Jane's spell.
This blind thing really works. Without my vision, I can tune into my other senses much more clearly.
That's great. Let me go make you a superhero costume. What do you want to be called? What do you do?
I want to know what your face feels like when you're smiling.
Watching people make out on television is a lot more fun than doing it. And I have to say that Simon and I have been working so much together, if we had to, I'd be horrified.
I mean, if it was just always a sexual kind of a vibe between Robin and I, people would turn off because they'd want us to shag. And then once we did shag, people would turn off because it's a done deal. Come on, how could that thought not have entered your head?
So you heard it here first. That's a no shagging exclusive.
Bite me.
Hollywood might be the city of dreams, but on The Mentalist, the actors work the kind of hours to give you nightmares.
Monday, I usually wake up at like 4:30 in the morning. I go to work by like 5:30.
I have someone that drives me to work. I do a lot of my preparation in the car.
You sit in a chair and get your makeup done, which is fun if you don't do it every day.
Cloud, he's our esteemed director of photography.
DP.
Actor.
Owain does the jokes so that we don't have to. Well, they say the family that plays together stays together, and that's a good job when there's so much work to be done.
We'll spend 3, 4, 5 hours on one scene, depending on how many characters are in it.
Jerry, I'm going to erase this frame and block it as far as this frame. We're lighting the whole scene with the stand-ins. Now we'll bring in the actors.
90% of the time will be spent waiting for stuff to just technically to happen. You know, there's an old saying, hurry to wait.
The show shoots in 8 working days.
Okay, I say everybody's happy. Whack at it.
This is what we call Video Village here, and this is where the director and the director of photography, the producers, and all the kind of powers that be will sit and watch everything set up here. Any given day we'll be shooting 5, 6, 7 pages, and that can sometimes take upwards of 14, 15 hours, depending on how good we are. So if we don't suck, we can be out quickly.
Because it's a closed-ended story every week, fully driven like Lumbo by an A story with limited B story or character, if there's a weakness in the storyline or if there's a weakness in one of the guest actors, that's a squeaky wheel that squeaks the entire way through because there's no respite, there's nowhere to cut to.
And let's keep rolling. Take it from the top, guys. Still rolling. We're resetting.
And to add to the pressure, there's a whole new language to learn, the language of cop.
Can we match that image to the DMV database?
I can try. It gets tough, especially when you have deaths and times and, coordinates and whatever. It's a lot to think about and it's a lot to remember.
He was a State House employee. He worked here.
That's what it says. He also has a rap sheet on him. Domestic violence and 2 DUIs.
I know what it all means. It just sort of takes a while to get comfortable with the attitude behind it. It wasn't ever about the words for me.
Rigsby, put out an APB on Lee Skelling. He's armed and dangerous, headed for the mountain regions.
You wouldn't hear Poirot say that.
Every episode takes about 6 to 7 weeks before it's fully formed. And we have 5 or 6 episodes in the hopper at the moment.
So there you have it. With 5 shows on the go all the time, it takes a whole 9 months slogging away to film the season's 22 episodes. And this is only episode 3. Who said TV was all fast-paced excitement and glamour?
All right, guys, let's go to the bell, please. Action!
Your fingerprint is on the magazine of the murder weapon. Tell me why I shouldn't be throwing up in the bathroom right now.
It's a lab error. It must be. They're overworked and underfunded.
Same thing happened with the LAPD last year. Just have them go back and retest it. Come on, you don't think I did this?
Cut. Good.
Only another 19 episodes to film. Oh, I'm exhausted already. How must they feel?
You work for 15 hours and then you go home and you pet your dog and you go over your lines for the next night and, you see your husband and say hello, walk around for about an hour and a half and then go to bed and then you just come back. Does that sound sad?
Well, we've just about met everyone on the show, but there is one person that you're not going to meet. Not yet anyway. He's a tad camera shy.
We've never discussed this, because I thought it went without saying, but when I catch Red John, I'm going to cut him open and watch him die slowly, like he did with my wife and child.
Should you be telling that to a cop? Who is this Red John bloke anyway?
Red John is Patrick Jane's nemesis. He's the mysterious man or woman who killed Jane's family.
So, what we're looking for is a man or woman with an unlimited supply of rubber gloves, at least 3 fingers, and a penchant for painting with blood. Maybe he's closer than we think.
It wouldn't surprise me if Red John has been introduced in some capacity on one episode.
The camera's always on somebody doing something they shouldn't be doing, which could just be putting you off, of course. But I think it could be any one of them.
What? You mean Red John? Could even be Red Jane.
I thought about that after we shot the pilot. That could be kind of an interesting concept. You mean DRJOENH? But I don't even want to talk about that with Bruno.
Red John is a theme that will continue throughout the series, and you'll see what happens.
Hello.
That completes our investigation inside The Mentalist. But it's definitely not case closed for the show. Coming up, the season finale.
It's all about my character and Red John. Jisbon?
We come very close.
It's him.
He's so close we can taste it.
It's going to tie up a lot of loose ends from season 1, but also it's going to move us forward into season 2.
It's got a lot more sort of action.
It's a good ride.
Don't move.
That's good enough for us.